Hello, everybody. This is Barbara Beckley, and I am one of the co-founders of Celebrate You. And this is our wonderful other interview regarding Celebrate You Sharing Saturday with the wonderful Toni Winston. Now, I'm telling you, every time I do these interviews, I get so excited because I just love interviewing these ladies that are just so powerful and so encouraging. And you're going to really get to know Toni in a different light today as we talk to her. But before we do that, I want to give her props with her intro. Toni S. Winston, also known as the Freedom Travel Diva. She loves to travel and helping others. At 9 years old, she dreamt of traveling the world. When the opportunity presented itself, she seized it and now owns her own luxurious travel business. Her motto is travel to be free to travel. Currently, she travels the world, turns her vacations into a check, and shows others how to do the same. This changed her life and the lives of those she influences as well. Awesome, awesome. So, Miss Toni, how are we doing today, lady?
Oh, Barbara, it is such a great day. I feel so good. It is a great Sunday. I've already had my worship service, I've had my prayer time, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Well, first of all, you're talking about beautiful. You're very beautiful this morning. I just love everything. You got everything matching. You going, girl. You diva.
Well, these days, since we've been, kind of sheltered in, I've been, a little bit behind the camera where, not makeup, hair really not combed, and not wearing a nice blouse. Normally it's a t-shirt and shorts.
Just feel a little comfortable around there,
And be a little
sit
bit
your
comfortable,
house.
yes,
Yep,
because you can
yep,
talk to clients and potential clients over the phone. They don't really care what you look like. They just
yeah,
want information.
yeah. I mean, when you think about it, it's kind of easier now that you're at home because you can always
It
just cut off
is.
that video and
That's
say,
right.
let's
That's
just
right. And
talk.
sometimes people want to see you, and that's okay because it makes people feel
Yeah,
a
feel
bit
more
more
connected.
comfortable,
Yeah,
correct, and connected.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, talking about connected, let's just go right into some, just some discussion about Miss Toni, just to get to know you a little bit better here.
Sure, sure.
So, it's with this, you just said COVID. So, with every industry right now, COVID-19 is impacting everything. The travel, the tourism, and the hospitality industry has been really hit hard too, and it impact. In fact, I was looking, this is a number 34 less than this time last year has been in effect, and no one exactly, know how things are going to be moving forth. So based on your experience, because you're the travel diva, an independent travel agent, who provides opportunities, what would you foresee like in the future in the travel?
To be honest with you, Barbara, I'm very optimistic, but I have to also be real. I mean, this pandemic is very serious.
Mhm.
We know that we can't travel right now, but Barbara, before the pandemic happened, travel was the number one industry in the world. So
Mm,
that says a lot that
wow.
people like to travel. So, what do you think is going to happen when we get the go ahead that we can go back to traveling? It will boom.
Hmm.
It will boom. People are now sheltered in. They want to get out. I mean, I actually made a run out yesterday just go get some essentials, and I was just surprised as to how many people were out. But then my mind, in my back of my mind, I said, "Okay, Toni, this is a clear indication that people are wanting to get out." So it started my wheels to turning to start thinking about my past clients, my current clients, and what I can say to them to encourage them to keep travel on their minds.
Yeah.
We are going to travel in the future. We will probably have some additional guidelines to keep everyone
Yeah.
safe, but travel is not going anywhere. I like to say it may be delayed, but not denied.
And I hope it's not denied because I mean, especially like you said, being cooped up in this house. Even when I just go for a drive, like the other day, I just went for a travel drive, as I call it, just down the
Right.
road and back, and it felt so good with the wind blowing in the car and just getting out. So yeah, travel, to me, and this is my opinion too. that, it's going to change, like you said, some things, because we have to be careful in preparation still. But people want to be out there. People want to get back into, visiting and going out and, because you just told me, we were talking before, we're in a virtual green room, I call it. Toni I was telling her, what was the last trip that you could just sit back and close your eyes and say, oh, that was good. And she was just all into it. And I could tell she was reminiscing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cabo San Lucas was beautiful in February. And oh my God, I cannot wait to get back there.
and add some extra days to it.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I was going to ask you, you were still with the corporate position when you started your travel business. Of all the paths you could have selected, I'm curious, what inspired you to choose the travel marketing and service that you provide?
As you mentioned in my bio, I was 9 years old when my parents bought our first black and white set of the Encyclopedia Britannica. And this is so, it can sound probably silly to someone else, but my mom used to make me wash my hands before I would actually look at them. Because, she didn't want me to get any soil or dirt or anything on them, or have the pages look like they've been, handled. And I remember getting the encyclopedia for P, and I saw the Eiffel Tower in Paris in black and white. And it just struck me, Barbara. And at 9 years old, I had the presence of mind to ask God to allow me one day in this lifetime to travel. Now, I have not traveled to Paris yet. I had a trip planned almost 4 years ago, and I had an accident here in the house where I fell. And I fell down my stairs, and I was 2 weeks from that trip to Paris. And it took me some time to regroup and get back to me in terms of having that injury. But my plan is, before the pandemic happened, I was going to celebrate my monumental birthday in Paris. And if God's willing, if we are open, I will be in Paris on October 12th later on this year. But traveling has always been in my blood. I've always been able to look at things and say, God, you made this. And why can't I go and see what God has made? This is a beautiful world that He has created for us. We are not of this world. We are in the world, but we are not of this world. And I just want to see some of the amazing things that God has created, from the North Pole to the South Pole to the Far East to the Far West. And there are so many things on my bucket list. I just ask that I have enough time to see those things, those places, and take some people with me who would love to enjoy to see those things as well. So that's where my love of travel came from. As a little kid, living in a small town in Alabama, running around on my grandfather's property, barefoot, not having a care in the world, but knowing with the presence of mind that this was not it, that was not it, that the Lord had provided a bigger picture for me to see. And I just can't wait. I'm so excited.
Wow. You mentioned Paris, and that has been on my bucket list for a long time. So we will be talking, because I've been wanting to go to Paris like forever and ever and ever. I was just thinking about it, because, you moved from corporate to now to, your travel services that you do now. And you know what, who would not want to, that first of all, you could tell us your passion is bubbling out of you. And I love when people really can hit and be able to move to what they really like to do. So I'm just so happy that you consider that you moved, you made a decision, because sometimes it's hard for some people to make that switch from, the corporate, because it's like a comfort zone type of thing, and then to make it from there to do something that you really love to do and make money from it at the same time. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes, you have to begin with the end in mind and knowing what you want for yourself.
Yes, definitely. So, many businesses are shifting and reassessing their lanes right now because of the COVID. Today, what would you consider to be your core product or service, and why?
Well, I'm going to be very, very honest with you, Barbara. I feel that the opportunity that I took advantage of has provided me with two businesses. There's a marketing side to the business, and then there's the travel business. So the core to me is being able to market travel businesses and actually show others how they can be business owners themselves. And then on top of that, being able to market that. I mean, look at the example of McDonald's. That is probably by far one of the best and most lucrative marketing strategies in the entire world. So if you look at it, I feel the same way about my opportunity. We have the opportunity to market travel stores. So we can distribute travel stores to anyone in the world. This is a global business. So I have the opportunity like McDonald's. If you want to purchase a McDonald's store and be an owner, then you have to come and go to our school, our training, which is it's a home-based business. So it's located right on your laptop, your home computer, your what we call our smartphones. Because your smartphone now is probably by far a mini computer.
Yes.
And we have access to an app that you can do your business on your smartphone. But what I'm saying is it is easy peasy. As long as you have the desire to learn, we have that top leadership in this industry. And then we have training that is available to anyone who has a desire to do this. You have to have the desire, number one, and then you have to move heaven and earth to be successful. And that's anything. You're not going to even go out and start a new job without learning how to do that job. So it's the same thing, only you own it. Lock, stock, and barrel. And it's yours. And it turns out the way you want it to turn out because you put your all into it.
Wow. Well, that gets me into the next question I have for you, because with now, we know that there's I think it's higher now. Before, when I was looking at last week, 26 million people have filed unemployment right now, and many of them struggling to even put food on the table. So how can your service offer them hope in a time, of crisis that's going on right now?
Well, first and foremost, as an individual, that person would have to have the desire, as I mentioned. We know that a lot of people are strapped, but I can tell you this, if you have that burning desire and you are a gambler, and I hate to use that word, but I guess it's going to be the best example that I can give. If you know that you have it in you, deep down inside in your being, that you can take something small and make it work for yourself and your family and set it up where it can become freedom, a financial freedom avenue for yourself, and then set up a legacy that you can pass down to other family members, I would say take a chance and go for it. There are opportunities in it for you to be successful, but also too, if you feel that within a certain time limit, like 30 days, that you're not doing well, you can get every bit of your money back. And that's what I like about my opportunity as well, because no one is pulled into this. You come into it with your eyes wide open, knowing what you want for yourself. So if you are a goal setter, someone who knows how to set goals, how to take the time to learn, because the leadership, we have some of the best leaders in the network marketing business. And some of these folks, I mean, they are so exceptional, and I like being around them, and I like learning from them, because you can glean so much information to help you make the best decision for yourself. And if you are a person who can do that and can stay on track, remain consistent and disciplined, the sky is the limit for you. But you got to take a chance. I know it looks bad. It looks bad. But also we walk by faith and not by sight.
So, first of all, I just love, I just love how you just talk and you're so energy, and then just positivity just comes out of you. It's awesome, Toni, just to let you know that. But, I was just thinking, because right now the average family is not even saving $400 because of what's going on in emergency money. So
Yes.
if a person is interested in this, like you said, the travel store or the industry, and want to be a home-based travel agent, Can you give an example how they can make a consistent, maybe either earn $500 monthly income, because of the traveling market has changed? Would they still be able to do that? And do you have an example of that?
I do. Barbara, our startup cost is very low, one of the lowest in the industry. But our compensation plan is packed full of opportunities and potential. There's 7 different ways a person can be successful. But let me say this, it is not going to be easy. You have to fight for what you want. And I tell you, a lot of things have happened to me in these first few months of the year. And I've had to dig really, really deep down within myself to say, what do I really want out of this? And that's what anyone who's approaching an opportunity like this is, what do you want out of this for yourself and your family? Once you define that, then you put forth the effort and you can't stop. You can't be discouraged. You can't be dismayed. And you cannot let things that you see on the outside affect that. Now, we are all human and we do have our good days and our bad days. But what I'm saying is you have to stay focused on that goal that you want to accomplish. And this business can help you do that. Will it be easy? No, ma'am, it will not. But I can tell you this, when you come out on the other side and you see what you fought so hard for, and I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm fighting hard for my personal freedom and freedom to be there for my mom and dad, my aged parents. I have a 16-year-old niece who will be starting the University of Alabama in another year or so. Her mom and dad have taken the necessary, they've made provisions for her to go to school. But I also want to make sure that she understands that she has to show up and show out for herself. And I want to be able to, if she needs something, be able to, gift her, but also teach her, look at what Auntie Toni is doing on her own with the help of the leaders in our industry. And I am following that proven process of success. And that's all I can say. I mean, if a person wants this, they'll do what they need to do to get it.
And I love how you are just a wonderful example, not only to your parents to make sure that, that you're making the money and being there for them, but for your niece, you said? Your niece?
Yes.
Yes. That, she sees you as this, I know she's probably looking at you like, this is Superwoman Toni. She's out there just having her business and she's doing everything, and that's good to have the younger generation look up to us so they can see that they can do the same thing if they do manage well and they fight for it. So kudos to you for that. I'm loving that. So, I was going to ask you about your superpower, but you kind of said a few, but you got a lot there. But just hone into one for me and just give us that one.
Well, my superpower, I feel like I have more than one. My faith is strong, and so is my belief in God. So, anything that you have as your superpower, you got to feed it. So I cannot feed my faith and my belief doubt. I have to know without a shadow of a doubt that whatever I ask and I put my hand to and I ask God to bless it, that he will do that. And he's able to do that. The other thing is I know that I am an encourager. So that those who are around me, I want to encourage them to seek out what that dream is. And don't let anybody or anything steal that from you. If you have that deep down within your soul about what you want to do it. Don't fear, just do it. I know I sounded like, I think I sounded like a Nike commercial, and I didn't mean to do that.
Hey, that's
make
okay.
It happen. Make it happen.
It works. Just do it. Make it happen.
Yes, make it happen.
So Toni, with last words, would you like to leave with the audience on how they can connect with you to learn more of how they can leverage the opportunity to increase their income?
Well, number one, our Celebrate You audience gets an opportunity to see me every Thursday for Travel Thursday. tips on, you know, travel and how we can remain, you know, social distancing and still travel in our minds. You can also contact me via the DM of Celebrate You, but you can also contact me personally. I have my own website at www.freedomtraveldiva.com.
I love
Or
that,
you
Diva.
can reach me on my business line at 678-235-8498.
Well, Toni, this has been such an awesome time with you. I really appreciate you, appreciate what you offer, appreciate what you do. You're an encourager. You're just an awesome celebrate you woman. See, this is what we're talking about by celebrating you. We celebrated Toni today because she really expressed a lot. So you learned a lot from Toni. Now, the next step I ask everybody out there is to reach out to her. Reach out to her. You see, she has product that you can get into. Is kind of rough right now. She can get you back on some things, especially work wise. And if you're really trying to, increase your income and increase your travel, because we are going to be traveling again, of course.
Oh,
So
without a doubt.
without a
Without
doubt.
a doubt.